Hello and welcome to another YouTube video at my YouTube channel Gym Bubble. Today is kind of a story time, or how I should put it. It's about how I got started in strength sports and how eventually I ended up in arm wrestling. My training started when I was 13 years old, just about to turn 14 if I remember correctly, 2019 at the summer. 15th of June was my first day I worked out. The most important day of my life, if you ask me. But the reasons behind me starting working out was actually because of a trip outside Sweden into Cyprus, where like all inclusive, we could eat whatever we wanted, and something in my brain just snapped like, oh fuck, I'm fat now. But I wasn't fat though, not at all. But you know, when your brain starts to play with you. So that summer I started working out. Like, my first ever muscle groups I ever worked out was shoulders and some biceps. I'm not sure, I don't remember the full experience, to be honest. But after my first workout session I have in my basement in the home gym, I just fell in love with it in some way pretty fast. I was doing martial arts at the time, Aikido, but I really never liked it that much. So when I found the gym, I thought, oh, this is actually working out for me. I like doing this. So I continued. And back then it was like training Monday, Thursday, fourth day, and like Saturday. And it was just like shoulders, chest, and some legs back then, and a little bit of back. So yeah, I did that for like 9 months, I think. And then just when about summer was starting to come around, I started training with more form and more like in a bodybuilding way, because back then I wanted to become Mr. Olympian. I mean, the biggest on stage, flexing my hard rock muscles. So I mean, I trained everything: legs, back, biceps, forearms, everything. And then around December 2020, around December 2020, I was ripped. I think so, at least. But I got a really bad relationship with food because I want you to get ripped, and to be ripped you have to be in a low calorie deficit, so you don't have body fat around the stomach area. And at the time I wanted to have abs, but later I just realized I just walking around hungry and possibly losing muscle mass I could have gained during the time if I have eaten more. So bodybuilding didn't work out for me. And then around after summer 2021 I started to get into more like strongman and powerlifting / some power building, because I focus on aesthetics as well. And but the one problem was that I couldn't compete in anything of that. I was too young to compete. In bodybuilding you have to be 18, strongman 18, powerlifting 18, etc, etc. And I mean, I just want, because I'm a very competitive person when it comes to myself, at least. I have high standards for myself. And yeah, and then around, I think it was end of October 2021, some people were like telling us about the gymnasium. And here in Storuman we have an arm wrestling gymnasium. We're the only one in Sweden that have that, and that's pretty cool if you ask me. But I mean, I played with the thought many times actually for like 1.5 years to start arm wrestling, because I always found it interesting in some way, and it was, I don't know how to explain it in words, but I always found it very interesting, because I knew it wasn't just raw power, it was a lot of technique. And yeah, so I asked one of the person that went to the arm wrestling gymnasium, like, how can I join? And she said they had trainings Monday and Thursdays, and she said I could come, and I was like, yeah, I mean, this is my chance to try it out. And I just fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with it, because it's like everyone at the arm wrestling trainings, I mean, they're super kind and super nice to be around. It's like a little family, if you ask me. And I just fell in love with it. And I personally think this is the only sport, except like working out in the gym, lifting weights, arm wrestling will probably be the only sport I will keep doing till the day I die. There's no question about it. Because it's like, I don't know how to put it in words, but it's like, have people around you with the same goals in mind and want to do the same thing. It's like, you feel at home, you feel understood in some way. And I think that's why I continued doing arm wrestling. And eventually, now I'm going to go to the arm wrestling gymnasium at spring, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. And in some weeks we're gonna compete at the Swedish Nationals. Like, arm wrestling has really worked out for me, and it's a great sport in general. If you learn the technique, like, you can do it. It's like everyone can do what they want to do, just as you put your mind into it. But yeah, that's a short telling how I got into training and eventually arm wrestling. It's not like all the details, then this video will be like 2-3 hours long, and I don't have the patience to sit here 3 to 2 hours actually. But if you like this video, please like and subscribe and turn off the notifications so you get the message every time I upload a video. And take care and be strong.